welcome. Today I am going to take us through a little extra bit of joy and gratitude. One of the ways in which I create joy and remind myself to be grateful is when I take a little space. I create some space to slow down, to revel in the stillness, to be present. And one of the beautiful ways to really amplify spaciousness is to drop into our bodies by listening and focusing on our breath. So I hope you will join me by dropping into our bodies. First, we're going to just start to notice how your body is feeling. You can do this sitting. You can do this standing. I am standing right now, but I often do this right in my chair as I'm working when I need a little bit of a break. So if you're standing or sitting, either way, have your feet hip distance apart and make sure you can feel your feet on the ground. Maybe even roll your feet forward and backward just to establish the full front to back of your foot, and picture those really pushing into the ground. If you're seated, I want you to really do the same with your sit bones. So make sure you're not leaning over to one side, right? You want to be really firmly seated with those sit bones. If you're standing, just notice your backside. Maybe just put a little bit of a tilt to your pelvis just to add to that grounding. Make sure your knees aren't straight. They're just slightly bent so that you can picture the incredible energy flowing from the bottom part of your body into the ground, into the earth, connected to all the roots underneath. So now we've created that grounding energy. As we do that, I also want us to create a lengthening. So as you're sitting, think of your torso. As you're standing, lengthen that torso. One of the ways I love to think about it is if you were a puppet and somebody had a string pulling from the top of your head, from the crown of your head up to the sky. So don't raise your chin, raise your whole head out of your shoulders. So we're going to create this length in our torso. Sometimes it might be nice to put your shoulders up towards your ears and then bring them back down again. Create some space in our neck, lengthen our neck. Sometimes I visualize just a little space between our rib cages. Each rib has space. So you want to create and elongate your torso. Think of vertical space. When we center ourselves and ground ourselves in our length, we can think about our enoughness. We can think about our dignity. Just think about how we're exactly where we're meant to be right now in this moment. So now our legs are firmly placed on the ground, thinking about the roots underneath us, connecting to something much larger than ourselves. Our torsos are tall and long. Our crown of our head is reaching to the sky. If we're standing, we feel that vertical length in our body. If we're seated, we feel both the length in our torso and the grounding down into the feet through our legs. Just notice how that feels. As we draw attention to our bodies, often it will tell us something we didn't notice quite yet. Maybe there's a little bit of a stretch that you need to take in your neck. Maybe your jaw is clenched tight. Maybe you want to loosen it a little bit. Whatever your body is telling you, now that we're really tuned in and listening, tend to that. Feel free to do a little stretch if you need it. Just appreciate that your body is telling you what it needs. Don't override that, and instead tend to it. Now I'd love for you to think about your hands. We get to decide today, are you feeling like you need more groundedness, more connection to the earth? If you do, then place your hands face down on your legs if you're seated, or just along by your sides, facing inward if you're standing. Or if you're feeling that you need a little bit more flow, more energy, feel free to have your hands facing up in a way in which you're receiving more energy from the world around you. If you're seated, palms up on your legs. If you're standing, just have them out by your side, palms facing out away from your body. Now we have really created this beautiful space to drop into our bodies. The breath work we're going to do today is going to be called 4-7-8. And I will lead us through it together. But before I do that, from this tuned in, very present, embodied place, let's get rid of and exhale the old stale air that's in our bodies. And we'll do that just by exhaling 3 times on your own. Feel free to be loud if you want to. Just get rid of that air that's been hanging out in your lungs. One last big, beautiful exhale. Notice if you feel any different just from that clearing of old air before we invite in new air, fresh oxygen into our bodies. The way this will work is we're going to inhale for a count of 4 through our nose. Then we're going to hold that for a count of 7. And then we're going to let it all go with a big, beautiful exhale for a count of 8. On the next big inhale, inhale through your nose for 4. Hold that for 7. Let it all go for 8. Just notice how you feel now. Do you feel any different than when we started this practice together? We are going to do that 2 more times. Tune in and just notice once again, is your body calling for something now? Maybe it hadn't called for before. When we breathe together the next time, you could focus on sending your breath to that space to maybe soften it. You can also feel free. You may have noticed I decided to close my eyes. Sometimes that feels like another way in which to really just stay in my body, not noticing the outside world, but really, really only focused on me and my body. If that doesn't feel comfortable, feel free to have your eyes open, a light gaze, whatever feels good for you. Take care of yourself. All right. On the next inhale, let's inhale together through the nose for a count of 4. Hold for 7. And let it all go for 8. again. Just enjoy this moment of quiet. Enjoy the stillness. Enjoy being connected to yourself. And also enjoy the thought of being connected through the ground, underneath the roots, to everyone else. In your family, in your community, in the world. We are all connected. We're going to do one more big, beautiful breath together. Before we do that, take one more opportunity to tend to anything that your body may be calling for. I'll stretch, roll of the wrists, loosen the jaw, anything you need. On our next big inhale, we're going to inhale through the nose for a count of 4. Hold for 7. Let it all go for 8. For those of you that want to stop here, just encourage you to notice how you're feeling and remind yourself that through this simple practice, you can really drop into your body, tend to what it needs, calm your nervous system, and be more choiceful around how you show up for the rest of the day. It's a beautiful practice that I hope you will come back to as many times as you can, to be intentional around caretaking and knowing that how we tend to our body helps us show up as the humans that we want to be. And I thank you for joining. For others, I'd love for you to stay on with me, because for me, one of the most beautiful things to do is from this newly centered place where I am tuned into my body, feeling a little bit more centered, enjoying the spaciousness. I like to do a gratitude practice. We first start by shooting energy through our fingertips into the ground and the earth beneath us. We think about all of the things that we're grateful for, that nourish us, from the land, ocean, whatever comes to mind, just say it. Say it to yourself. Share that gratitude. We sweep our arms up towards the sky, fingertips reaching out, extending energy from our heart up to the skies above. And anything that you're grateful for, the sunshine. I'm in a beautiful place where I hear some birds today, the birds flying above, the rain when it comes, the moonlight, the stars, anything and everything that the universe brings us. Share your gratitude. Come down. I just took a moment to rest my arms on my heart for just a minute before I extend them out to the sides. Fingertips out as far as they can be, in gratitude for connection, for relationships, for the people in our lives, even those people that challenge us. They're gifts. Sometimes our challengers can be our best teachers. So I show them gratitude. And then lastly, put hand to heart, hand to belly, and give yourself some gratitude. Show yourself gratitude for showing up today, for being here, for taking the time to care for yourself, to nourish yourself, and to remind yourself you can always come back here to your own body, to your own peace, to your own home, to resource, rejuvenate, and replenish yourself as you go out into the world and show up. Maybe just a little bit calmer, with a little bit more presence and some compassion. The compassion that you gave to yourself today, you can extend to others. I've just put both hands on my heart at this moment, and that's just what I felt like I needed to do as I open my eyes and slowly come back to this external world around me and say, I'm so grateful that you came and joined in this practice today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it brought you some joy, and I extend my gratitude. Thanks for joining me.